I do want to have Abdalla explain this to me. So Clint Kubiak is taking the Raiders gig. So that came out yesterday. And then also Mike LaFleur, not Matt LaFleur, Mike LaFleur is waiting to be named the new head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. Can you explain that one to me, Abdalla?
Which one? LaFleur?
LaFleur.
LaFleur?
Yes, the other LaFleur getting the Cardinals job.
The floor?
Yes.
Well, it's a job. He's a
so no.
He's a
End
coach.
of story. End of story. Let's go find
coach.
any of the other great minds here on Radio Row in the convention center to talk about this.
Yeah. Well, here's the problem. And I heard Nick Costos talk about this earlier. He's on right before us. Say this happened the last time the Cardinals had a job opening. They were the last job to be filled as well.
Yeah.
So like that says everything that you need to know about the Cardinals. Like they're last. They've always picked last. And like, it's a job and he's a coach. And like, he's a decent offensive mind. Okay.
There's the cut. It's a job and he's a coach.
What did we say about
what a ringing endorsement from Abdalla?
What did we say about the
Raj,
What did we say about the Browns job?
Are we for real with that?
What did we say about the Browns job? It's a job
that no one wanted.
And Monken's a coach.
Yeah, well, that's true.
We did the rankings.
This is there's only 32 of them. Like definition.
We did the rankings of these. There's only 32 of these, and guess what?
But here's what I'm going to say to you guys, and why I'm bringing it up, and why I think it's something to talk about. How far down the list do you have to go before the offensive side of the ball little genius card runs out? Like now we're going to the brother of guys who have been head coaches. Now we're going little Kubiak gets the job, and Raj has thoughts on that. We'll address it because he's a big time Broncos fan. So he saw Kubiak's dad for a long time in Denver, and he's also seen like Raj. When you look at Clint Kubiak taking the Raiders job, what do you think of that? Going to a team in the division,
like emotionally, it's weird. Like take your favorite NFL team. And then imagine someone who's meant a lot to them. Like Gary Kubiak won a Super Bowl as a head coach. He was an offensive coordinator on the other two Super Bowls. Yep. He was John Elway's backup forever. He is Broncos orange and blue. And now his son is coaching the Raiders. I'm very conflicted. I mean, I'm happy the guy got the opportunity, but it's weird.
Yeah.
Of all 32
I get it.
teams, you end up in the division.
I get how this is going to go because in 20 years after Ben Johnson wins 7 Super Bowls in Chicago, and Ben Johnson's son,
and little Ben Johnson becomes the coach of the Packers.
Little Ben Johnson becomes coach of the Packers. I understand how that's going to work.
Yeah, it'll be an issue. Yeah,
because like here's why I think it. Here's what I want to call out with Mike LaFleur and the Cardinals. Brian Flores didn't get a job this cycle. That's crazy to me. Another name who was just recently in the news over the weekend for coordinator jobs who didn't get a job was Cliff Kingsbury.
Yeah.
Like that to me is surprising that we're going to Mike LaFleur and Clint Kubiak for the gigs. And I think Kubiak is deserving of the shot. But the Matt LaFleur one, the Mike LaFleur one is I think the most surprising outside of Monken being hired by the Browns of this entire coaching cycle.
I already know what your reaction is going to be to this, and you're going to say you can't coach scared. However, you can't tell me that taking a job where you're coaching against the Rams, the Seahawks, and the 49ers twice a year is like, sign me up for that. Like it's, I don't
think people look at it that way.
They absolutely
I don't think coaches
do.
Look at it
they 100% do because that is a 3-year job and then you're fired because guys stake their reputation on this. And when you don't have a solution at quarterback, when you're picking, what are they picking? 3rd in a draft with 1 quarterback this year. So what are you getting? Are you sticking with Kyler Murray? Are you trading him? Is it Malik Willis? Like, what are you getting? Like, what is your answer at quarterback? And so when you don't have a desirable job, we rank this job one of the lowest desirable jobs of this cycle, right there with the Browns. It was the least desirable, and then it was the Browns.
Yeah.
And if we knew what we knew about the Bills, it probably would have gone Bills because they had Josh Allen, would have been a little bit higher, and then Cardinals and then Browns. And no one wants this job because there's no outs. There's no way out of this hole that you're in. You're drowning in this job because you have no way out at quarterback. You're going to go 0 in your division. You just are. So what you're hired to be fired in 3 years. That's what this job is. LaFleur will be fired in 3 years, and he'll go back and be an offensive coordinator somewhere else. And then in 3 years after that, he'll be another genius that gets hired with another shot somewhere else. At least Kubiak has a shot because he's got the number 1 pick and he gets to draft Fernando Mendoza, and he's got a bunch of cap space that he can go and that team can spend on defense and add some weapons and offensive line. And at least they can build something. Whereas like the Cardinals are just a mess. Like you rank the Raiders job as one of the top jobs that was open.
Yeah, I did the entire time. I think it's a good job.
And the Cardinals job is one of the worst jobs. So like, don't shine up this job just because he took this job and it was the last job open.
It was a job and he's a coach.
Yeah, that's
from
it.
Adam Abdalla. There's
That's
the
it.
promo cut. It's a job and he's a coach.
That's it. That's all it is.
Bleck and Abdalla hanging out with you at 310-840-4910, taking your phone calls. Don in DC, you're on with Bleck and Abdalla. What's up, Don?
Yeah, what's up, man? Good to be on the line with you. I just started listening to you guys not too long ago, maybe like 2 weeks ago with the whole changeover. Good show. But I just want to make a quick comment on Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
In your comment about is Sam Darnold fixed or not, the answer is absolutely not. Like this guy, I mean, he's been in the league 8 years. I mean, he had a good season last year, crumbled in the playoffs. He had a good season this year. He still finished third highest in interceptions, only behind Tua and Geno Smith to lead the league in interceptions this year. And he hasn't even been playing great at all these playoffs. I think Sam Darnold over the past 2 seasons are more of a product of the weapons he has on offense and the great defenses, the one he has this year and the defense with Minnesota last year. I'll listen to your comments.
Yeah, thanks for the call, Don. Appreciate it. Abdalla, the floor is yours.
I think that can be fixed. Like if you look at how many quarterbacks that we have.
What a great call from Don. I love that.
No, that can be fixed. If you can go, look, his team is in the Super Bowl. They were the number 1 seed and his team is in the Super Bowl, and he still led the league he was still top 10 in yards and touchdowns. Like
sure.
You can still
propped up.
Okay, propped up by his defense. He's still in the Super Bowl.
And good offensive players.
Okay, and his interceptions didn't hurt the team. Find me one game where his interceptions hurt the team. They were the number 1 seed and his team's in the Super Bowl. I'm waiting.
It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports.
I'm waiting.
Well, I'm waiting for another caller to make my point for me.
Because you can, if you have a good defense, you can make mistakes.
Here's
if
the
you have
thing.
a good defense, you can make mistakes like that.
This is going to be a long week hanging out with you on and off the air. If your only retort is like, well, the stat. Like, if you're just going to be stat guy and not like watch, like, come on, that Seattle is great, not because of Sam Darnold.
I understand that.
It's going to be a long week.
I understand that.
We have a lot of time to spend together.
I get
Raj,
that.
this is going to be a long week if every conversation we have off the air is
I'm surprised we haven't gotten the Sam Darnold just got Kubiak the Raiders job.
Yeah,
I get that. Well, listen, I don't see.
Here we go.
It's the 3rd year in a row that Mike McDonald's going to be looking for a new OC. So there's something going on with Seattle.
Okay. We go to King in Boston, listening to Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. What's up, King?
I'm just going to let you know that everything everyone says on all the hype, it usually goes the other way, because I was a victim of that with the Giants, and they thought the Patriots were going to beat the Giants, and Eli beat them. But the thing is, it doesn't play out that way. Whatever's said, all the hype and everything, it usually goes the other way most of the time. And I'll take my chances with one game with Mike Vrabel any day of the week.
All right, lock it in. There's King from Boston. So he is saying that if all the stats, like you point to, Abdalla, all face towards Seattle winning in the Super Bowl, that it's one game. He's going to take Boston.
Yeah,
he's going to take New England.
Look, you and I love the nerd stats of DVOA from Aaron Schatz, FTN Fantasy.
He's the guy.
It takes into account basically every play in a football game and spits out a bunch of numbers. And these are the two number 1 and number 2 teams in weighted DVOA, which is even nerdier than regular DVOA because it weights the later games in the season when a team is actually comes into form, right? And if you go by the numbers, these are 2 teams are pretty evenly matched up. And like a 4.5 points in a Super Bowl is a lot of points.
Yeah, it is.
And so that's why I'm saying, like, this week, people are going to start to say, it's 2 weeks for Mike Vrabel to get ready for a game. It's a really good defense. It's a team that has an MVP candidate in Drake May. And yes, he takes a lot of sacks. And if you do that in a Super Bowl, you're going to lose. So if you find a way to get rid of the football fast, because we know Seattle can get to you, and if you turn the ball over, you're going to lose that way too. So as long as he stops doing that for one game, can Drake May find a way to stop taking sacks and not turn the ball over for one game? Because if he can do that, then the Patriots have a chance. But obviously, Vegas doesn't believe that he can because they're a 4.5-point underdog.
Yeah, I mean, I think most people gambling on the game also think that Seattle's a better team. So I see why the bets have come in, and then that's why you have the line that you see on DraftKings. There's no doubt. Bleck Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports. We're live from Radio Row in San Francisco.